A very good morning to you and welcome to the show. This is, of course, the Chat Trap on Relax Radio, and I've got so much to share with you because there's been so much happening, not just in the UK, but around the world as well. And I want to talk to you about all of the amazing, amazing things that are happening. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio as I take you through every single thing that's been going on this week and the past week as well. I just want to let you know that you can for sure be a part of the show. We want you to be a part of the show. And how you can do that is by calling me up on 07852 473 or by leaving a comment down below. Now, if you're listening to us on our social media platforms, it's super easy. All you gotta do is join in on the conversation by leaving a comment down below. And since this is happening live, I can react and reply and share your ideas and thoughts with every single person that's listening in, which is absolutely amazing. So go ahead, let me know what you are thinking because I would love to know. With that being said, I just want to remind you very quickly before we get on into the very interesting conversation. I want to remind you that you can download our app right now, okay? It's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android, so you can download our app right now by visiting your Play Store or App Store. So make sure that you download our app so that you can take us with you wherever that you go. With that being said, let's get on into the conversation, and that's with regards to a shorter work week. Okay, now I know that as soon as I say this, I mean, okay, when I hear the word shorter work week, my first instincts are like, yes, all of us need it. All of us are craving a short work week. And I feel like with COVID 19 and with a lot of us having to get into remote work, with a lot of us having to get into working from home, I think the case for a shorter work week is so much more prominent today than it was a few years back, than it was a few months back, even. And I feel like just because of that, a lot of people are talking about shorter work weeks, and more than ever, workers just want to work few hours. Employees, everybody just wants to work fewer hours because, there's this concept of, working less time is actually going to be more effective and happier as well, right? And I honestly think that these people that think such as this is genuinely on to something, and this is something that we need to talk about, which is why today I want to talk to you about the case for a shorter work week, if it's something that's actually feasible, if it's something that's actually practical, and if it's something that can actually be done. But before that, I want to know what you're thinking. Okay, I want to know if you think that it's practical. I want to know if you think that it's actually doable to have a shorter work week, and I want you to share your personal thoughts and opinions. Okay, again, I am going to give you my personal I would say experience, and I feel like when you work for a fewer hours, the chances are that you're going to get more done within that few hours. Okay, I think it goes back into this whole conversation of productivity. Okay, think about it. Okay, just think about it. If you're going to work for 8 hours, you're probably going to procrastinate on a lot of things that you're supposed to be doing. You're going to be like, oh no, I have a few more hours to get this done. I have a few more hours to get whatever the work that I need to do done, right? So you're probably going to procrastinate, as opposed to, instead of 8 hours, if you had 4 hours to work, then you're going to be like, oh no, I have only 4 hours. So I need to do as much possible work in these 4 hours. Now, that essentially is productivity. I think a lot of people think that doing work means working long hours, working long shifts, whereas that's not true at all. Somebody that's working 2 hours can get as much work done as you within that span of 8 hours. Then that person is so much more productive than the person that works for 8 hours. Now, that's kind of the case for the shorter work week. A lot of people are saying, look, if it's shorter hours, we are working more and we're so much more happier. Our mental state is so much better, which means that we're going to be more productive at work, and the work culture, the work environment is going to be so much better. Now, that essentially is the case for a shorter work week, but I want you to look into your personal lives. I want you to tell me, do you actually think that this, shorter work week, do you think it's just a pity excuse? excuse? Do you think it's an excuse for people to, earn the same amount of money and work less? Do you think it's just an excuse, or do you actually think that working lesser hours is going to reap more benefits? What do you think? Go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you're listening to us on our social media platforms, we are going to be talking about this a little bit more as well. Right now I'm going to head on off into a little break, but before that I want to remind you that you could most definitely be a part of this journey with us at Relax Radio. And how you can do that is by calling us on 07852473473, or by going on over to our social media platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Did I say Facebook? Well, basically any and all social media platforms. We go as Relax Radio. Go show us some love so that you can, be a part of this journey with us. And I know we call ourselves a radio, but we're so much more than ordinary radio, okay? We are interactive radio. We are community-based interactive radio. And the reason we're here is to share your thoughts and opinions with everybody that's listening in. So thank you to every single person that's listening in. We have so many beautiful people listening in. We got Patrick and Loyal. I hope I'm saying your name correct. They are listening to us on Twitch. Thank you so much, Patrick, for listening in. He says, good conversation. Thank you so much. I want to know what you're thinking about the conversation we're having. We're talking about a shorter work week, if it's actually practical or feasible. We have, I don't know if this is your actual name, but Heaven Angel says, wow, thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's definitely such a pleasure to have you on board. With that being said, we're going to be heading on off into a little break. When I come back, though, we have so much more amazing conversation to have, so make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. A very good day to you and welcome back to the show. This is, of course, the Chat Wrap on Relax Radio. I am Jaimmy and I'm going to be with you for a couple hours more talking to you about a lot of interesting things. And I just want to say a big thank you going out to every single one of you that have been a part of the show so far and that have been a part of this journey with us at Relax Radio. You know, a lot of you have been texting us, calling us, letting us know what's up. And we truly, truly do appreciate that. And we want to say Thank you so much to every single one of you that have been tuning in so far. With that being said, I just want to let you know what exactly Relax Radio is, because if you're tuning in and if you're wondering what is Relax Radio, what frequency do I listen to? Well, I want to tell you that we are unlike any other radio station, because you don't need a frequency to listen to us. You don't need a radio to listen to us, as long as you follow us on our social media, because we do go live on our social media very often. So as long as you follow us on our social media, and as long as you download our app, you can take us with you wherever that you go. We do have a lot of people listening in on our website as well, and doesn't matter where you're listening in on, I just want to say a big hello going out to you, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. We do also have people listening in from all around the world. Now, Relax Radio is based in London, as you already know, but we do have people listening in from Asia. I just had some people listening in from Bangladesh. We have people listening in from Canada, from America, from Africa, and it's so amazing just to have so many incredible people from different parts of the world joining on the conversation. And that's the beauty of Relax Radio, okay? You get to hear the opinions and perspectives of so many different people, and I think that's what's most beautiful about Relax Radio. With that being said, I just want to let you know, before we get on into the next part of the conversation, I want to let you know to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below like everybody has been doing so far, because it's amazing to know that you are liking or not liking the conversation that we're having. All right, let's get back into the actual conversation. Now, we've been talking about a shorter work week, okay? We've been talking about shorter hours for workers, and I think, like I told you before, we're living in an age of a radical transformation of the workplace, okay? Radical transformation in the workplace is something that I can most definitely tell you that's happening in today's day and age, because we have options like, all remote work or hybrid work, which were completely unimaginable and completely unthinkable for most people just 2 years ago, right? And now it's starting to become a part of the mainstream, and the idea of shrinking the work week is also gaining so much traction. I know it sounds ridiculous, like, no, people work 8 hours a week. A regular corporate job is 9 to 5. You work 8 hours for 5 days a week, and that's a normal work week, right? But in today's day and age, this concept is changing. The idea of shrinking the work week is gaining so much more traction, particularly, in light of recent examples of workforces who have successfully trialed reduced hours of, work, right? And I think a shorter work week could definitely take various forms. There's 4-day week, where you reduce your working hours by 20% and you work only for 4 days a week. Then there are different models. Everyone at company might take the same day off, or people choose like a roster or like a structure that works for them, like taking 2 afternoons off, or you might be able to just reduce the work week by a certain number of hours, from working 35 hours down to 30, or working 40 hours down to 36, for example. Now, whatever model you are following, or companies choose to follow, apparently, I read this amazing article. This was basically a study that was done in the UK that actually this was a study that was done by Stanford University, and it shows that productivity boosts with shorter work hours. Okay, so basically, evidence suggests that one of the biggest advantages of working fewer hours a week is that it makes people work better. What? Like, that is not something that I genuinely thought of. I never thought that you could actually work better if you work lesser hours a week. Okay, so research basically shows that people get more done when they work fewer hours, and they get less done when they work more hours. Okay, for example, this study that I was talking to you about, it's a 2014 study done by the Stanford University, and it suggested that apparently productivity plummets after working a certain hours a week. It can be 40 hours or 50 hours. When you cross that schedule, or when you cross that 40 mark, 40-hour mark, apparently your productivity reduces. And other experts say that working 30 hours a week is optimal work time. That's when you can reap the best benefits out of workers and employees. And that just to me is such amazing news. That just goes to show that that essentially is the case for a shorter work week. That proves to us that a shorter work week or shorter work hours is going to ensure more productivity, and it's going to ensure that people are more happy. And I think that's the most important thing, right? You can't have a bunch of anxious, depressed people and expect them to give you the best results in your company or your office. You got to make sure that the people are mentally sound. You got to make sure that your workers are happy. And I think a lot of that has to do with a shorter work week. So go ahead and let me know, do you actually think that this shorter work week is something that could possibly work? What do you think? Go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment down below. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button as well so that I know you're liking what we're talking about. Right now, though, we're going to head on off into a little break. When I come back, though, we have so much more interesting things to talk about. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio.
We've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right?